everybody, Rebecca here for another video about FIRE, Financial Independence and Retire Early. And for this video, obviously, I am featuring the new hubs. So I did get some questions about how my financial independence journey is going to change now that I'm married. And I wanted to make a video with the hubs to discuss that. And in a nutshell, if I'm going to keep this video as short as I possibly can, in a nutshell, my FIRE plans are not changing. So, sorry, I have something in my eye. It is likely cat hair. But anyway, my goals to reach financial independence and retire early are not changing now that I'm married. I still have a set number in mind. The members of the channel know what that number is as far as my financial independence retire early number. And I'm still planning on reaching that goal by myself. Rollo is in the corner here, if you can see. But the reason for this, basically, from my perspective, is I just want to be independent. Like, the whole draw for the FIRE movement for me is the independence portion of it. Retire early is a great benefit of being financially independent, but the independent part is what is important to me. So yes, we're married. Yes, it's us together, but financially speaking, I would not want to call myself financially independent and retire early if my financial independence was actually reliant on someone else's portfolio, like my husband. So that's my thought process and the whole thing. And of course, we have discussed this as a couple before we were married. We've been together now for almost 2.5 years and just recently married. So that's my thoughts on it. And for anybody who's new to my channel and this happens to be your first video, welcome. I'm Rebecca, this is Christopher. I have had this YouTube channel for many years now, documenting my journey to reach financial independence and retire early. I met Christopher 2.5 roughly years ago, and we just kind of hit it off. And it so happens that he is farther along in the journey than me. He's already reached financial independence and retired early, and that is a big goal of mine. So, I mean, basically, just because we're together now, it doesn't change my goal to reach financial independence for myself. So that was the reason for making this video. And honestly, my drive to reach financial independence and retire early was a huge thing as far as Christopher appreciating that about me. Since we met, if you saw my earlier video, we actually met online on a dating website that was specifically geared towards people who were interested in the financial independence retire early movement. So that's kind of what brought us together in the first place. So of course, you know, he really does appreciate that drive that I have to reach financial independence and retire early. Just so happens he has already done it for himself. So just because we're married now, it does not mean that my goals have changed at all. I am going to still reach financial independence on my own accord. And yes, we're together. Yes, that does affect our monthly expenses and budget moving forward. It means that my expenses here, once his visa is approved and we're actually living together full time, it will help as far as the expenses go, but I still plan on reaching that FIRE number that I have in mind on my own. So if this is your first video to my channel, then Christopher is Swedish, so we're actually fixing to start the immigration process for him. And that's going to take some time. So while the visa is pending, he's going to be in Sweden and I will be here, and I'm just going to continue my usual FIRE grind. I'm going to keep working and keep saving and investing as much as I can to reach my own financial independence number. But is the fact that Christopher is already FIRE, does that change my plans at all? Answer is no. Does it mean that overall for both of us to be financially independent together, we would probably need a smaller portfolio? Yes, but any extra that we actually have together, I think that we both just think about that as an extra security blanket. So for Christopher, when you were planning your financial independence journey yourself, did it ever occur to you that you would end up married? Were you ever planning your FIRE journey for two people, for a family? What say you?
No, absolutely not.
I knew that would be a big no.
Yeah. No, I was planning for living in an apartment in Sweden and having healthcare paid by the state. So
yeah,
did not plan for this. No, I did not.
Did not plan for being together with someone else, much less moving countries so far away from Sweden to the United States. Things have definitely changed as far as Christopher's picture go, but I mean, he's still FIRE on his own. And for me to maintain my own feelings of I need to be independent, I need to just feel like I have done this myself. So my FIRE plans are not changing, even though Christopher is in the picture now. And I know that that is one big thing that he appreciated about me, is that I still wanted to reach financial independence on my own, even as a single person. If this relationship had never continued to the point that it is now, I know that he appreciated that about me.
Yeah,
so,
finding someone that was on the path to FI was a must, because when you get to FI, you have to have a spouse that understands it, and one way to understand it is to be on the path to FI or be FI already. So
yeah, but you told me before that you know, I didn't have to be in the pursuit of FIRE. You just were looking for somebody who at least understood the concept.
Has to understand it. Really, really need to understand it. It's vital.
That was a non-negotiable for him, which I completely respect. And not only do I understand the thought process of financial independence and retiring early, but I am pursuing it myself. So, you know, that was a big key for me in looking for a partner. I needed to find somebody who was also either knew about FIRE or was on the path. So this is why that dating website really was kind of good for both of us, because I mean, it was a huge part of who we are as people, this pursuing financial independence. So long term for us together, because as far as life goes, life plans, those are going to look very different now that we are together as a couple versus just each of us pursuing financial independence individually. I mean, if FIRE was the goal and that was the end, then Christopher would still be in Sweden permanently and just living his life over in Sweden. But now that we're together and I am not financially independent yet, the plan is to start the visa process, get his visa approved, have him immigrate to the United States. I will keep working my full-time job until I feel like I've reached a good financial independence, retire early number myself. And then we'll look at things together as a couple. At that point, we'll figure out whether we want to live in the US full-time or whether we would move back to Sweden and live there full-time. So if you're in the financial independence retire early movement, then you realize the biggest variable expense here in the US if you pursue this kind of lifestyle is the healthcare variable. So
well, we're going to go for FatFi now, so that's that.
yeah.
I mean, if she gets to her portfolio where she wants to be, and I am where I want to be, and we add on 10 years on that, so then we are on, I don't know, something between normal and fat, I would say.
Basically, it would be somewhere between normal FIRE and fat FIRE, considering it's us together now. But for me, in my head, I just consider anything extra to be a security buffer. But even still, we haven't decided whether we're going to live here in the US or go back to Sweden. And healthcare really is the biggest variable there for us to think about. Yes, I know that we could do the ACA here in the States and just take a look at the subsidy levels and keep an eye on our income from our portfolios, et cetera, we could qualify for subsidies and get health care through the Affordable Care Act. But it's a whole lot less complicated in Sweden when you're just a Swedish citizen and you have health care covered, basically. You know, it's just not a thing to have to worry about as much over there versus here in the United States. So we have not figured out whether we're going to be here or there. Basically, for the short-term future here, the only plans are for me to just keep working and keep doing like I have been doing on the channel, saving and investing as much as I can, and building up my own portfolio to get closer to my financial independence, retire early number. It's definitely a different kind of FIRE journey for me now that it's us together and we're having to deal with immigration and things, and you know, people from different countries trying to make the best of this FIRE lifestyle. So I appreciate whoever it was that had asked this question in a video that I put out previously. I knew that it was a good question, and I had a feeling that I would probably get questions about my FIRE journey now that I'm married. So I just felt like that question deserved its own video answer for us to discuss as a couple. So that's why I decided to make this video and get it uploaded. I hope that you guys have enjoyed it. If you've made it all the way to the end of this one, I appreciate you watching. And if you would like to join me on the FIRE journey, click that subscribe button down below. Leave me a like for the transparency here, and I'll catch you in my next video. Bye, guys.